But lobsters, I heard the other day that they live forever if you don't kill them.
Lobsters, yeah, I mean, lobsters live for about 100 years, apparently.
They live forever?
Forever, I heard. If nobody catches it, no one eats it, they carry on living.
Well, they can't die?
Yeah, they just carry on.
Well, why isn't the planet just filled up with lobsters then?
Because we eat them.
So we're the only thing which is stopping them? Other creatures must eat them as well, no?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty mad, isn't it?
So the only way to die if your lobster is being eaten?
Yeah. How depressing.
This can't be true. This is such nonsense. And there's marine biologists everywhere going, no.
I'll tell you what, maybe not all lobsters. There's a type of lobster and a type of jellyfish that will just carry on living.
But we don't eat jellyfish.
Look,
Actually,
why are you
I'm
just telling you a fact.
Yeah, but then why...
Is it a fact, though, Karl Pilkington?
I'm sure, isn't there anyone here who does?
Is there anyone here? Let's look around.
Honestly.
Steve might know. Steve Baxter might know.
Where's he gone?
Well, he's out the back there. We'll drag him in a minute and see if he knows. Hear about lobsters never die, and you said there's a jellyfish, a mortal jellyfish.
Yes, yeah. Lobsters have extreme longevity, particularly in cold waters, but there is this incredible creature that was discovered relatively recently, which starts off as a larva, and it goes through to its medusa or swimming form, and then it goes back to being a larva again, and then back. So theoretically, it could live forever, and they call it the immortal jellyfish.
Immortal jellyfish. Yeah. But in theory, it would never die.
In theory, if it was never predated upon, then it would live forever. But this obviously has never been tested. I mean, they only discovered it a few years ago, so they haven't had the chance to see how long it will actually exist. But this whole process of going from basically a child to an adult and back to a child again.
But it's got no memory, has it? So.
We're not sure about that. I mean, they have ganglions of nerves, so they have the same kind of sensations as perhaps we do, but whether they have higher functions in terms of... I'm just babbling now.
That'd be depressing, though, wouldn't it? What? Knowing that it's just like, oh, I'm a kid again, I'm old again. If we're going to invent something, right, forget, like, the traditional way of people having kids, right, the way they, have it away in that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, like, the way that, we have kids and stuff. If it'd be good if what happened was to control it is if man and woman, right, they're born and that, they enjoy their life, they learn a lot, they live to be about 78, I think, by that point.
So specific.
Yeah, no, but by 78, I reckon you've sort of got to that point where you go, do you know what, I've done everything I'm going to do. If you haven't bungee jumped by the time you're 78, you're not going to do it. No. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like...
Your hips come off.
You've done it all now, so I've had my innings.
Yeah.
And then you die, right? So, say if everyone had that, they live to be 78. But then, just as you die...
They give you the bumps.
You have a little baby inside you. And as you die, your life carries on.
Sorry,
how is this happening?
Sorry, are you mental?
No, but don't you think...
I mean, what? I've never heard such drivel.
You're saying that, but if Newton said it, you'd go, interesting. That's what annoys me.
The point is, Karl, he never would. No, he'd never say it, that's the point.
If you never say it,
I don't understand what you're talking about there. How was it? How is there a little baby in a 78-year-old?
No, what I'm saying is it's like an apple, where... The apple grows and it's got its little baby pips in it, and the apple goes and the seeds are planted and a new one's born.
But that's what happens.
But that is what reproduction is.
Yeah, but I'm saying babies aren't being born left, right and centre. It's controlled so that as someone dies, someone's born.
But Karl, stop. Whose responsibility is this?
If you don't want to do it, we won't do it. But
is it supposed to be nature? Has nature got to develop humans so that we act that way? We live that way? Or is this a scientific experiment?
He said to you then, he said, look, if you don't want to do it, we don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Like, if you were up for it, we'll sort it out. Yeah. We can do that.
We'll have a whip round so we can do the research.
I just think, at the end of the day, we've got to do something. And is anyone keeping an eye on this and looking at what we can do next to control the population thing? It does my head in that I've got to live in London for work and what have you, and there's loads of people here, and, forget going out on a Saturday night, it's too busy, and you can't move, and they keep... I mean, what annoys me about London is...
So your solution is that 78-year-old women have little babies inside them, and as they slip away into death, the little babies... And how is that baby then raised? Who looks after the baby?
Because it's a pretty good system, having a baby while you're young enough to look after that baby and make sure it lives to, reproductive age itself.
I mean, that system's been working for years.
Nature sort of sorted it out. Natural selection and evolution sort of makes that a good model.
But wait a minute, nature. Pop that on hold, because Karl Pilkington's got an idea.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what it was, just an idea.
Yeah, well, it was nonsense. But thank you for it.
The worst. I mean, it was the ramblings of someone you'd find by themselves in a hospital eating flies.
This is the sort of thing you find when, if they find maybe a pamphlet or a booklet written by a psychopath. You know, someone, just before they went on a rampage and then turned the gun on themselves, they go through their possessions and they find a book and it's got weird drawings, women with knives in their face, and this kind of garbage.
In fact, I saw a similar sort of theory written out on a wall, but it was written in shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is, I think it's, you know, when people die normally, everyone's fed up about it, aren't they, and a bit down. But if when you pass away, you go, oh, we're going to miss Gladys or whatever, but then there's this new life brought in, it's almost like a bad news, good
but
news.
you're talking about it like someone could pick this idea up and run with it. Like you've given them enough information to do it. How is this possible? Where does she get the baby from? Why does it grow? Why grow it in Gladys's belly? Why not have it in a drawer? Ready to go, just add water? I mean...
Who looks after son of Gladys?
There is no theory here. It's the ramblings of a madman.